everybody, and welcome to tonight's indoor adventure in The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Part 6, Court Decision, Court something. I had a title for it, and I immediately forgot because I was drinking coffee before this. Let's go! Today is January 30th, 2022, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, you can find the link to our Discord in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video or audio cast down below, because we have a Patreon supported after show that, guess what, also being made available for free. And all of the you can post questions to either myself or these other fine folk and our questions for the court's side chat in that Discord, or you can post them in the Twitch chat to the side, and we will do our best to try and track them. It's easier in the questions for the courts. I'm just throwing that out there. Sometimes chat can get a little rowdy, but we always appreciate it. But let's say that you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and we also have face masks. That's right, we have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds of our Tiamat masks end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey RJ, who you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and today I'm playing Vice, the Tiefling Rogue.
Hey everybody, I'm Sarah. I'll be playing Miss Lowry Moon. She's here to help, and she is the Spore Druid Hexblood. Hexblood Spore Druid. One of the... I don't know which one goes first.
In some Water Dragon Deep Heist. I'm Mediaflare. I'll be playing Pamferdam Roski, the Gnome Artificer. Nailed it.
Oh shit! Hi, that's me. Hi everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm playing as Clout the Tiefling Bard.
We are in rare form tonight. I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, we had used the inn at the end of the road, this relatively magical inn that has a bunch of feet sticking out of the bottom that is able to wander through the mud to get to the Brigand's Tollway. The reason that we went to the Brigand's Tollway is because Clout and Vice really wanted to get Lowry's memory back, especially after the feeling of delight and joy that Lowry had in association with that memory, especially after finding out that that memory was upon Lowry receiving a gift from a former loved one. They could not let, well, anything sit on that regard, so they decided that the best option was to again go to the Brigand's Tollway, where you were going to confront the brigands that had stolen this thing from you. Now, it was at that point that Clout, you asked Wisp to go out and do some reconnaissance, and even though they were not asked to go out and do reconnaissance, your rogue Vice decided, yep, I'm gonna do it too. So Vice went out, and by the time that you recognized that Vice had left because he had rolled so high on stealth, he was very far away. He was so far away, in fact, that when Vice ended up getting spotted and then having to engage with some of these brigands, you were all unable to actually meet Vice in time to prevent him from doing a heckin' murder, killing who Agden Longscarf, the leader of the brigands, would later describe as the best breakfast maker this side of hither, a Harangon named Ted. Didn't give much information outside of that. It's almost as if the DM had to make up the name on the spot. Now, because of that, you all decided that you were going to then barter with these brigands over the death of Ted to try and right these wrongs. Lowry, being rather upset that individuals would do such a horrible action in her name, used the abilities and titles that she had as the Witchlight Monarch to then talk to Agden Longscarf about, well, the murders. It was at that point then that your group was able to then leave the Brigand's Tollway, with Pamferdam having expertly disguised himself as a very small, very fluffy, very cute Terrangon, whereas Clout and Vice were forced to give up something themselves, the gift or the feeling of delight from receiving their favorite gift, or the best gift that they'd ever received, with Clout's being a really shitty piece of bread when he was living out on the streets, and Vice, the feeling of delight that he felt the first time that he held his daughter. Now, where we are picking up from last week is that your group, having left the Brigand's Tollway, were making their way back to the inn at the end of the road, being led by Lowry, who had left and exited the Brigand's Tollway first and foremost. I imagine it's a rather quiet scene as you are all making your way there, like kind of stewing on this, or are you causing a ruckus as you leave this place?
I think quiet's right.
Okay. What is everyone's passive perception?
15.
12.
12.
Okay. So,
Well-
Pamferdam, you are bringing up the rear as you have the slowest walking speed, as well
It was
as
really swampy.
nothing really happened to you throughout all of this. Like, you weren't involved in the murder. You were disguised during the interaction with Agden. Like, Pamferdam's cool. You're not as good. However, because you are in the back, one thing that you are noticing is that the overall, like, the tone between your party members obviously has changed, but you're noticing that as Clout and Vice are walking beside each other, those flies that had presented themselves earlier seem to be continuously coming back, no matter how often they are trying to be swatted or moved aside. And you notice that through the mucky swamp, there seems to be these thorns and other, like, sharp vines that seem to kind of be growing out and extending, almost like they are blooming at the steps of your companions.
Hey, make sure to watch your step there. You don't want to step in all that. I think. Also, like, you have something going on with your soaps that, like, make all the bugs go towards you, or is it maybe like an oil thing that comes out of tieflings?
Or is anyone paying Pamferdam any sort of mind as you're walking?
Pamferdam mumbling to themselves, kind of like.
Okay. So as Pamferdam is just like commenting, prattling away, everyone else seems to be kind of lost in their own mind. And as you approach the inn at the end of the road, it is stationary. It is waiting for, well, not its owner, because that would make things a little weird. It is a sentient creature. However, it's
It's new bestie.
its new bestie. That's the best way to describe it. We're going to go with that one. It is waiting for its new bestie to arrive. So, Lowry, when you get to the front of the door opens, and your group is once again allowed back into the inn. And you can see that Sue is in the process of, she is kind of like bringing up like a tray of what looks like bean sprouts from the basement and kind of getting things set up. But when she sees the lot of you, she is going to, like, she was like halfway up the stairs and sees like the clouded expressions on your group's face, and she just like goes back down the stairs, and then trapdoor closes over her. It looks like she does not exactly want to interact with you all at this point, and the door closes behind Pamferdam.
This poor woman.
Huh. Okay, so we can get back on track now. We can go towards the mission. Everybody feel pretty good about that?
Vice just walks up the stairs to the bath.
Try different soap because you have a lot of bugs.
Yeah, and Vice, even inside of this house, these flies are just annoying as all hell. Like, you've heard of swamp flies. These are swamp flies.
There's going to be a bang of the kitchen door as Lowry goes into the kitchen. She's going to go make herself a pot of tea.
I'm gonna go start a fire. I'm gonna start the fire. I think we probably should warm up now that we've been waiting through the swamp all day.
Pamferdam's gonna walk over and start throwing non-essentials into the fireplace.
Okay.
Non-essentials.
Oh, I mean, like, nobody seems to be using the chair that was next to the fireplace. There's also, like, a couple of wooden bowls that are just not being used right now. These all seem like flammable substances.
Non-essentials. Yeah.
Sure. I think that Clout sort of just wanders into the room and sits stiffly on a stool. There's not like a bar, like a
There is.
breakfast nook or okay, yeah. Clout just will sit there, I think, and stew. And then like his eyes slide over to look at Pam, like, tossing furniture into the fireplace. And he like just sort of sighs and like just puts a hand in his or puts his face in his hands.
Okay. Yeah, and at this point, I would say the trap door opens once again. Like, once the fire is good and made, the trapdoor opens once again, and Sue exits from the trapdoor and sees you, Clout, and she says, "Rough day?"
Yeah, pretty rough.
Well, you did have to deal with the brigands. They are quite a handful.
We didn't have to deal with them.
Well, no, but you seemed pretty insistent. Is everything okay?
I don't think we didn't actually get the thing back, did we? No, yeah. All we did was do a murder and come back.
And when you say that, Sue's eyes go wide. And she says, "I'm sorry, you did what?"
Well, okay, so neither of us did it, but at some point there was an engagement that happened. We weren't actually privy to it, but somebody did end up dying. They don't seem like super stressed about it. They're genuinely like upset, but they're not we will get revenge level mad. But yeah, somebody's dead right now.
At the sound of someone got murdered, there is a distinct breaking of a plate in the kitchen.
And
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have thrown away the wood one then.
And Sue pauses. Why would you throw away? Was it one of my wood bowls?
Well, no, I mean, you had the ceramic ones. You didn't need the wood ones anymore.
Rules of 3. Hospitality. Murder is... Okay, to put it into perspective, I'm allowing you all to stay here because we have agreed upon something. Yes. Destroying my property, not I could have made a fire if you had asked. I am here right now. I am up to here as far as my that's very bad. I don't do that anymore. A murder was very high up here above my head as far fuck. That's not good. And as she's saying this, you can hear it sounds like a thick set of cord kind of tying itself off in the near distance, maybe not even 50 to 100 feet away. And the room that you are in begins to grow dark as Sue is like trying her best to contain the fact that you have not only taken away the gimmick of her house and her bar, but now you're getting rid of her property. And as the room gets dark, Pam, looking out the window, you can see what looks like a giant root as part of a series blocking the window. And it looks like it is continuing up if you poke your head out of the window.
Does it look like it's growing all around the house?
From where you can see, it does look like it is growing around the house.
So
having
you
not
have a very aggressive weed problem happening right now.
Having not noticed this, because bless, I love that Pamferdam notices everything and nobody else does.
The Rambler.
Clout looks at Sue and says, all right, rules of three. Reciprocity. Is it possible at all that the Brigands would have killed Vice? Are they killers? Do they kill?
No, they don't kill. They don't get paid enough to kill, because if you kill somebody in this place, things like that happens. And she points at the window.
It's getting real dark.
This land is based off of emotion, the raw power that one has. If you're feeling happy, butterflies and singing toadstools and all of that weird shit. If you're running a little high on anxiety because you're about to lose out on a very marketable business and people are destroying your things that, yes, you can fix, but it's a little difficult to fix given the fact that I am stuck here. And, you keep using the words murder like you intended for someone to die. Then things like this happen. The flies happen. Have you
I
noticed?
didn't intend for anyone to die, lady. Listen, I was going to go and talk to those guys. Maybe take back what's ours, but I wasn't going to kill anybody.
I understand that you might. Look, we are arguing right now. I don't like that. I don't like arguing. I'm a people pleaser. And as she says that, you see that on the bar itself, the wood warps, and you just see a really disgruntled looking face staring up in your direction. Things like this happen.
Right.
Honestly, I think it would be a perfect opportunity to take a deep breath and pause the moment just so long you can gather yourself, and then we can continue forward.
No. I can fix this.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
You'll have an emotional
that's very
calming spell.
rude. Hospitality is one of the rules that we all must abide. Hospitality, reciprocity. God's help me, I can't remember the third one.
You think it would be helpful if you just kind of got the scream out?
Ownership.
Push the adrenaline out real quick so that you can come back down?
I am going to go downstairs and have a quiet moment to myself. When I come back up, there will be bowls, however many were gone, of a variety on the table. When I come back up. Until then, if you hear screaming or breakings of things, They are my things. Rule of ownership. Do we clear? Clear? Clear?
Huh?
Because I'm having a very difficult time right now being hospitable, which is one of the rules. And as she says this, the wooden, like, where all of the mugs are that are behind her, that wood you just hear makes a groaning noise, and the areas where you would normally put the mugs warps into what looks like two large slanted eyes in a downward motion, and then the boards bend to create a large frown as the entire cabinet seems to frown directly at Sue.
So I think you're upsetting the house a little bit too.
It's not just me.
Well, I never said it was just you, but it does seem to be the person that the eyes are being directed at right now.
She makes like a knife hand gesture at you.
Oh no.
Just brings her fingers into a fist, then brings that fist down to her side. She says, I'm going in my door. And she opens up the trap door and then slam trap door down. And you just hear a muffled,
Oh, hey, this gave me a perfect opportunity to try making new silverware and stuff. I'm gonna go upstairs and work on that. Actually,
And Pam walks over and starts to kind of pull at one of the seats on the rowboat.
actually, do you mind if I borrow one of these for supplies?
What, like the seat of the boat?
Yeah, I mean, if they want like a equal exchange of wood for wood, which honestly isn't very efficient. I don't have any wood as material.
Yeah, okay. I'm giving you permission to take a seat off the boat. Because
Permission
technically
granted.
I own the boat. You're gonna make bowls, right?
Yeah, I'll make some serving trays.
Yeah, okay. That maybe will fix some things or something. I don't know. God.
Honestly, I think the biggest fix right now would be Vice having a conversation with Sue so that they can explain themselves. I don't even know if that was like a self-defense thing yet. I just know that like somebody's dead.
No, it's pretty clearly wasn't a self-defense thing, right?
Well, like,
Like
did they
those-
be like, yeah, haha, I got them, and like snap their neck, or were they like, oh shit, I'm in a fight, and had to stab at them?
All I've heard from these
Pardon my
rabbit-
language.
all I've heard from these rabbit guys is that they are pretty vocal about the fact that they don't intend to kill anybody. That's really all I know about them. And I know that I haven't been doing my job. So,
Well, you quit your job.
well, yeah, the old job. But my job has always been to get rid of troublemakers.
Yeah, I definitely would say you're doing kind of bad at that technically. When you look at the grand scheme of the party,
Thanks, Pam. He starts walking upstairs.
Okay, yeah, and Vice, as you get to the second floor, one of the doors is open, and you can see through the window that would normally be there. Also dark, as those series of deep brown-colored vines are coming up from the swamp, and you can see that even on the second floor, there is just a wall of roots.
He's gonna go try find Vice. He go take a bath.
He did go and take a bath, yes. Meanwhile, Vice, you were in the bath for the last 10 minutes or so. Are you quick in and out?
Nope. Gonna beef stew it.
Oh, God. Why would you say that? I love you. So he's just been chilling there.
You're welcome, Sarah.
Look, the beef stew comment wasn't about you. It was about Clout. Clout's the beefcake here, okay?
I want that twink demolished.
Now we have that on the CC. Thank you.
Oh, I picked up properly? Alright, cool.
All right. So, Vice, you are beef stewing it as you described.
Just like water up to his mouth, just blowing bubbles.
Okay, so he is doing that. Lowry, you went to the kitchen. What is going through Lowry's head right now as she is processing all of this?
Oh, she's currently having an argument with the mushrooms on her hat as she brews tea.
Okay.
They are very much in favor of Vice. She is not, and she is currently telling them how poorly they judge people's character.
I would say there is a moment where you tell them that they are a poor judge of character, and the retort that you get back is one that you hate getting back just because of the relationship with the mushrooms, where they tell you that they think they're a good judge because you're a good character.
That is manipulative, and you know it.
The mushrooms sort of like do a little shimmy on the hat.
Why is this water taking forever to boil? Ugh!
And as you begin to say that, you look outside, and it is at that point where you look, and you like looking out the window, gazing at the swamp, and you hear that same kind of like rumbling, twisting sound as you just watch what looks like the top part of a very large root, like a hairy root, just shoot past the window and block out sunlight.
With Lowry's background, do I know what this means?
Make an Arcana check.
12?
12. You don't know what it means initially, but looking out, you, like kind of like putting head back and forth, you watch as like in front of your window is not the only place where this wall of roots began. It looks like it circles around the front of like the long side of the house and the side of the house that is closest to you. And you just watch as they continue to go up, 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 and then encompass the house and completely enclose it.
She's going to make her tea and go out to where the others are.
Okay, and when you go out to the main room, Pam, were you making your serving trays down here? Were you going back up to your room with the screaming bird?
Nope, the screaming bird is still downstairs with me.
Pamferdam is finishing up crafting a replacement item, or rather a hospitality gift that now is going to be a replacement item.
Okay. Yeah, and Lowry, I would say you can hear what sounds like a real grumble gus going on downstairs, as well as looking at the bar. You can see it still has that like warped wood kind of face to it. And the bar, like the bar back, like behind where the bar is, the boards have also warped to be a large frowning face.
Pamferdam,
Well, hey,
did someone piss off the house?
I'm not entirely sure whether or not it was like the mood that was sitting in the house or like the things that people were saying. But yeah, the house did get angry because everybody was getting a little tense for a bit down here. Well, okay, so one person was getting tense, really.
Who?
Sue. I kind of gave like a really brief explanation of what was happening outside, and Sue got a little upset about that.
Right. She is going to plop down a teacup, pour a cup of tea, and she will sit down, put down another teacup, and pour herself a cup of tea.
Okay. And as you are pouring these cups of tea, Clout, throw open the door. No Vice. Open the door. No Vice. Open the door. No Vice. The only place that is left is the bathroom where the bath is. And you know he's taking a bath because he said as such.
gonna go and like look for Vice's stuff.
Yeah. Vice, did you have your stuff set aside in a room?
I'll say yeah. Like he took his adventuring clothing out with him, but he has most of his gear inside the room.
He's just gonna pack it up and then plop it down in front of the bathroom door and then sit down and wait.
Vice, how long do you sit in the bathroom? How long is this beef stew brothing for? I hate the words I say.
Rolling dice. How big's that dice, buddy?
It's about 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so Clout, you end up waiting close to about 20 minutes for Vice to come out of this room. In the meantime, you hear Pam speaking to who you're assuming is Lowry.
He's just gonna close his eyes and listen.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay. That's a 16.
Okay, yeah, you pretty easily make out the conversation between Pam and Lowry. It's not
Are you doing okay, Lowry?
No, Pam. I'm not doing okay. Not at all.
You want to talk about it?
No. I want to go after the hags. That's what I want to do. That's what we should have done. And now someone's dead.
You start hearing the sounds of flies.
She's just like white knuckling a teacup.
No, yeah, I definitely agree, though. This was probably a waste of time, and I think it was like a net loss. But, I mean, at least now we're going to get back onto things, I think. I think now we can tell the house to go work towards the hags, and next time we get a better consensus on consent before we get going on to a sidebar thing.
Sounds like a good idea. There's
So,
a very
like-
polite sip of her tea.
And Lowry, as you are taking a sippy of your tea, you can just hear the sounds of these flies like buzzing oh so close to your ear. They're landing on the other teacup. You see one of them like lands in the tea. And they just continue to sort of buzz around you.
Does Pamferdam notice these this collection?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Honestly, we should probably try and find some citronella or something while we're out and about. Just because, like, it seems like we're getting a really big bug problem in here.
Have they been elsewhere?
I also noticed, well, on our walk, Clout and Vice also had some bugs on them. I thought it was kind of like a odor thing, but if it followed us into the house too, I think there's just a lot of bugs in the swamp.
And Lowry, you also remember that when Clout and Vice were arguing over the body of Ted, that it seemed like these flies were just sort of like attracted to them during this. And I'd say you could try and make another Arcana check if you'd like.
It's worse.
The flies are very distracting. I understand.
I have a 0 in Arcana. Rip. Well, maybe once everyone's done doing whatever they're doing, we can get out of here. And then we won't be near the flies in the swamp.
Wait, you're the one telling the house where to go. We don't actually have to wait for everybody to be ready. They can still do upstairs stuff while we move.
Good point.
Yeah, if we're ready to go, if you want to go and I want to go, we can just get going.
There might be one complication. She's going to point out the window to the cage of vines that she saw.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot about those. I got wrapped up in making this thing.
And I hold up what kind of looks like a gravy tray, but it is carved wood that looks like a pair of malnourished humanoid hands. And like the handle itself is like the thumbs. In
Simon.
the like begging hand formation.
Simon, fruit of pygmy?
You can't forget about that guy, but I always do.
Knights in the courtyard. You made
brain fart.
that for what?
Yeah. So I just wanted to make. All right. So the initial line planning was that I was going to make a gift for Sue as like a hospitality reciprocity thingy once we finished riding in their house. But then they got really upset about me using some of their vestigial equipment. I used one of their bowls, their old bowls, to start a fire, and they wanted me to make them better bowls. So I made a really good one.
What? Why did you use someone's bowls to start a fire?
Well, it looked like non-essential items since there was a large stack of ceramic bowls in the kitchen and there was no more room for any more silverware. So it looked like it was kind of just like a throwaway item at the time.
You from
When-
outside of the house here. Ah! Threw it away! Ah!
Pamferdam,
Yeah.
you make wonderful things. But when something is not yours, it's not for you to decide whether or not it's junk. Okay?
Yeah, I think next time I'll make sure to ask so that they don't make the house make grumpy faces again.
Let's try not to piss off the house or its owner.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you say that, Vice, your bath is finished.
He opens the door at like the crow call and just like looks down the hallway like, what the fuck?
And
Clout's right in front of the door.
yeah, Cloud is in front of the door. Vice, you look down. Your adventuring gear is also directly beneath you, though that is not where you remember it being. And you know what? It seemed like you were only in there for 30 minutes, but it is a lot darker outside than you last remember.
Oh, perfect. You got my spare clothing. Thank you.
You got everything there?
Yes.
Good.
Takes the vial out, puts it on the floor of the bathroom.
Vial of what?
Vial.
Viol.
Viol, sorry.
Sorry. I thought you meant like vial, like a little bottle of whatever.
No, viol. Like the scorpion viol that launches fake
Yeah,
acid.
yeah. Is Vice dressed?
He's in breeches.
Ah, well, it doesn't really matter. Clout's gonna try and pick him up.
I'm not gonna let you.
Well, sounds
Roll
like a grapple
athletics.
check to me.
Yeah.
Either could be sweet or violent.
I got a natural 20 or a 25.
Well. How the turns have tabled. Natural 20 for a 26.
Motherfucker. Oh, I looked up your
Nice.
acrobatics earlier and I knew. Oh, no. Okay. Clout tries to pick him up.
And Clout, like, this is one of those, like, this has been your job for years. You square up, you do like the quick little like, haha, I'm gonna get you. And it seems like maybe Vice's job for years was not getting grabbed by folks like you.
Yeah, as it turns out.
Gotta keep one jump ahead of the red line.
All
Sorry, have you been helped?
right. No, but I think I can help you.
Doubt.
listen, we both knew that you were going to be trouble when you got here. Clearly, you don't want to stick around. So why are you staying here?
1, fuck you for putting words in my mouth. 2, I'm as stuck here as the rest of you. So sticking around is a good survival option. I know my performance earlier wasn't really, glamorous. But it's better to stick around together than to be lost in some fuck-off face swamp.
Oh, now you want to stick around, but before you're going to go sneak off and actually murder someone.
It was never the intention to murder someone. I was going to sneak around just to scout out things. They got the drop on me, cornered me, fucking stabbed me. What was I supposed to do? With crossbows trained on my back.
Clout's just gonna kind of like glance, like give him a look up and down, looking for a stab wound.
There is a stab wound on his back where
Alright.
fucking Longscarf threw his own knife at him.
All right. I guess you've had a short rest by now, right?
Simon?
I would say you guys could have had a short rest for sure.
Okay.
Like Clout's just gonna sort of like grab his shoulder, like move it so that he can check the stab wound, and say, "Well, you could have said something."
Oh, please, please help me, compatriots who are 500 feet away. Also, I was told not to speak.
Gonna try and grab him again.
Do it. Grams.
19 this time. No, that's 21. Can't hear you.
I got a 20.
Okay. Well, Clout's just gonna heft him over his shoulder, grab his stuff, and start heading down the stairs.
Okay, and Lowry, you are having some tea. Flies are buzzing around you. Pamferdam, again, like, you're feeling pretty level-headed about this. Like, you understand, like, yeah, you're not goofed. You'll ask better next time, but you're making something up to make better for it now. And then you hear the sound of a little bit of a scuffle, little tussle on the second floor, and then turning the corner is Clout with a vice in the briefs.
Yes.
Just over his shoulder.
What's going on?
Clout just sort of scoots down the stairs as quickly as possible, and he goes to the door.
We're currently in a root cage, so if you're planning on throwing him out the door, you might need to bring an
Opens
axe
door.
with you too.
Yeah, we're kind of stuck right now. We just kind of started working on that.
Yeah, Clout, when you open the door, there's maybe like 5 feet and then just roots.
Looks around outside, goes back into building, shuts door, opens window.
More roots. From where you can see, the roots extend from the floor, like the ground level, all the way up and meet at the very top.
Clout's gonna keep on looking for a place to throw him out.
Well,
And Vice is just like
circling it
on
back
your
to the
shoulder.
surrounded thing.
Sorry, what
Also, Vice, are you okay?
Oh, Peachy.
So this is like a consensual carry thing.
No.
You
I'm
want
just
you want
waiting for
down?
him to drop me.
I'll drop you as soon as there's a place to drop you.
Well, you go put them down on that stool over there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on right now.
I think Clout like is standing in front of Pam, and he's very big, and Pam is very small.
Just put him down, Clout. Have a cup of tea.
He'll plop him down on the stool.
I think this is a good tea situation.
Vice is gonna stand and make his way to the bar.
It helps that Lowry was drinking at the bar.
Behind the bar. And
Gotcha.
he's gonna rap on the shelf, like, fix your face, you're gonna break all the booze.
As you say that, looking at one of the mugs that you were about to grab, the mug itself also creates like a weird disgruntled frowning face, but it looks closer to your own.
You can't use that on me. I invented that look.
It's apparently mirroring moods.
Okay. So it's because everybody's really grumpy right now that the house is getting grumpy.
And Lowry, or I guess Clout, like that also kicks with you, like that registers, because that is almost verbatim what Sue was saying. Was that the area around you is tied to the emotional state of the people here.
I think honestly having a sit down might be a good idea.
Somebody ought to tell the house to open up so that we can get rid of the problem.
That's not how things work.
Yeah, I think metaphorically speaking that we have to do the opening up first.
Why don't you sit down? Have a cup of tea.
Climb up onto a stool.
Vice picks up a bottle of mushroom mead.
Ah, yes, swamp honey, the sweetest kind.
20.
Swanee.
20.
Swanee style mead. Clout's gonna sit down at the bar, but he doesn't reach for any sort of drink.
Lowry sets a teacup in front of him, takes her teapot, pours a cup of tea, sets the teapot back down.
Pamferdam will grab a teacup and look over at the tea mug, and then back over at their bowl.
Well, actually, this is a good testing opportunity.
I'll take the tea and pour half of the glass, and then turn
Samesies.
and then pour the same tea out of the hands of the wooden bowl into the teacup.
Just these emaciated hands giving the only water they've ever received.
After we open up, are we going to talk about that? Pointing at the emaciated hand bowl.
Yeah, I made it for Sue.
I think it's quite lovely.
Thank you. Yeah, basically, you should be able to feasibly make any type of liquid you think of. I guess I'd have to do a couple of test runs, make sure things like honey and blood and stuff like that can come through. I'm not entirely sure what like the viscosity rules are or anything yet, but yeah, I think Sue could use it.
That's what I was waiting for. Blood. Yep, blood cup. It's a blood cup.
What, are you squeamish around blood?
Nope, just I'm starting to realize how this whole thing works.
What
If
thing?
this is what I think it is. Vice picks it up and says mayonnaise.
Just thick white comes out of the hands.
Oh God! What is wrong with you?
As you say this, Clout, you hear the cawing of a raven, followed by your own voice saying, "I think you should leave." And then the raven caws again.
Was that you, Vice?
No,
Sorry, Clout. Yeah.
that's me.
Yes. That's whose voice it was, not Vice's.
Twas
The other
me.
two.
Was that you, Vice? You did that magic voice stuff in my head earlier. I just want to make sure.
Wasn't me that time.
Being raided.
Raid!
Raid! Oh, thank you, Dead Man!
Hello!
Okay. So, there's a lot of heated stuff that's going on in the house right now, obviously indicated by the grumpy furniture around us. Where do we want to start? All right, should we address the dead body first? I think that's probably the thing that's looming over everybody's heads right now.
Have at it then.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't actually there for it, but is that like the thing we're mad about?
I think the biggest problem was that none of us were there for that.
Right. I don't think we actually could have gotten there any faster. I'm not really that good at running, so.
I mean, I want to take you at your word when you say that you killed out of self-defense. But since I wasn't there, I can't say. And if you are as skilled as you say you are, you should have been able to get out of that situation without killing anyone.
I don't think that's fully fair.
Oh no, it is. Vice himself told me that I know absolutely nothing about him, so I think that is totally fair.
Well, I'm not entirely sure how often, like, the rest of you have had experience with combatants and all that, but, like, you don't really get to determine whether or not you're in an opportunity to do a non-lethal or lethal blow when you're outnumbered, like a 3-to-1 ratio. And I'm assuming, Vice, there was more than just the one? Because that sounds justified if you were fighting, like, an ambush versus, like, a one-on-one duel.
No, but you do get to make the choice whether or not you run off without telling your party where you're going, without telling them how far you're going to be, and also without establishing a line of communication, which we could have established.
We should have probably also established, like, our line of engagement.
Oh, am I allowed to speak now?
Yeah, there's not really like a talking stick thing or anything. I think we're all just drinking and talking.
If I remember correctly, I was told not to utter a word.
When was that?
Over in the bandit camp.
Oh, I was probably a bunny then, so I don't really remember.
Listen, I'm not going to apologize for what I did. Yes, I did murder someone in self-defense. Doesn't excuse the action. It was 5-on-1. 2 crossbowmen, couple of slingers, and whatever the fuck the long scarf person had. Knife. My knife. There was probably a way I could have done it non-lethally, but in the heat of the moment, slip-ups happen.
Have you had to fight like that before?
Yes.
All right. Does anyone have any thoughts on this? I personally understand having to take a life sometimes that that kind of stuff happens, and so I'm not really upset by that part. I'm actually not upset by a whole lot right now, but that's just because I kind of got a little brain thing going on. But
what?
Like the whole reason why I'm here is because the hags did some weird stuff with my reasoning, I guess. So I personally don't feel like super upset about the fact that you had taken a life.
Do you think that has to do with something that the hags did to you?
Well, yeah, I used to really be good at reading people, and I could, like, I used to talk to kids when they were upset, and then they would, like, calm down and be happy. I used to be able to make, like, toys and stuff like that. But yeah, no, none of that kind of goes well when I think about it. But that's like a sidebar thing. We can talk about that later. For now, I guess we can talk about the things that make the house mad.
you sure that's a good thing to talk about? It seems to make the house more mad.
Right. Well, I don't know if you have any siblings or anything, but like if you don't talk about something, you could end up holding on to it for far too long and it becomes like unreasonable. And then like you end up getting even more stressed about it. And so like if we don't talk about the things that are upsetting us or at least try and find some sort of resolution, then the house could get really grumpy or even honestly get like a bunch of stress lines over time. So I was just thinking that maybe if we hit it ahead of time, we could also make the house mobile again. Because right now we're kind of stuck until we do talk about it.
Clout's stress lines grow deeper, and he's like, "You don't say."
Yeah.
You don't say.
Clout, as Pamferdam brings up, like, oh, don't you have any siblings? There is like the audio sort of like fades a little bit for the audience, where like you can still hear Pamferdam talking, but Clout, you have this memory of like you, your sister, and the smell of noodles. And like it seemed like when there was a lot of these issues that you were encountering with your sister, a lot of the times where these things that weren't getting talked about or things that you needed to talk about but didn't know how, there was always that smell of noodles, that taste of like that beef, like kind of like shoyu broth kind of thing. Like there was always something. There was always the beef stew.
All of you, stop! God damn.
I'm sorry. I need the levity.
I give up.
It's your other sister. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think that like a dull look just comes across Clout's eyes. And he just like puts a hand to his forehead like he's having a headache.
Like the hype goblin is right now.
Tankard of water just slid in front of Clout.
All I have to say is the next time you think of doing something on my behalf, don't.
They noted.
Okay. But if he screws up again, I get to throw him out.
That's
Oh, hold on. Excuse me. Wasn't it your idea in the first place to go after the memory?
I didn't kill a guy.
Yeah.
My request goes for all of you. Not just
Sorry.
him.
What did you say?
My request goes for all of you. Not just him.
Well, that seems reasonable.
What do you want from me?
What I just said. Next time you think about doing something on my behalf, don't.
We can still help you if you request it, though, right? I just want to be clear on that.
Yes, Pam, you can still do
Okay.
it if I request it. That is fine. She's going to reach over and pat Pamferdam's arm.
Yeah, I got it figured out.
I imagine Pam's like scooping the mayonnaise out of the withered hand bowl.
I regret everything I've ever said.
I regret everything you've ever said too.
Thanks.
I think Clout's taking a moment to sort of take that in. There's a disconnect somewhere inside that he's not quite getting there, and he just sort of mumbles, "Yeah, okay."
How's the house look? We still tense?
The house still feels a little tense on this. Like the mug that had the like screwed up face seems to have like lessened, but it doesn't seem like you guys are completely in the clear just yet.
All right. Just out of curiosity, does anyone happen to have a magical ability to calm emotions? Not trying to like cheat my way out of the conversation, but just in case we wanted to get the house moving while we talked about things, we could try that.
You know, that sounds like a great ability for a bouncer to have.
Sounds like
Hold
a great
on.
ability at a higher level.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, let me just Google that real quick.
Bards get it at third.
Oh, third.
Hmm.
Oh. Sounds like a great ability for a bouncer to have. That I don't have.
Lowry, from your understanding, from what Clout made mention of, is that even a calm emotion spell or something along those lines wouldn't necessarily alleviate the issues that's happening with or around the house. But it seems like there needs to be the other side to the coin, right? Where there, instead of it being negative energy in the house and negative emotion, if there was a reverse, if somehow you were all able to work past this and have even like a small reverie or some means of being able to find joy amongst each other, that this situation could potentially alleviate itself.
Bring it in, bring it in. Bring it in, bring it in.
Look,
What else can I do?
given the predicament and the way things work here, we're going to have to find some form of joy amongst us, or work it out. If you want, I can go take a scrounge and we can see if there's a get-along shirt that's big enough for all 4 of us to fit in.
Well, I can fit
Nice.
into a lot of clothes pretty easily.
Brings me joy. Personal space.
Vice turns to the cupboard behind him and just scoops armfuls of bottles. I'm good.
He's still in his briefs.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Incredible.
I like making toys, but I'm not really that great at it right now. Oh, Flames could play music, and we could do a little bit of dancing.
I don't really feel much for music right now.
What if we all watch a funny show together?
Let's all get on the couch and watch How I Met Your Mother. It didn't age well at all.
No, not at
Let's
all.
watch The Good Place.
You think we could probably break out and get to the roof? Does this place have good sunrise opportunity? That sounds like
Well-
something that's joyous.
From the 2nd floor, there are a shit ton of roots that have seemed to encircle the entire house.
I'm not gonna have to worry about firewood anymore.
There's a thought.
Clout's gonna get up.
Do you think there's an axe in the basement?
I don't know, but I think that's where Sue is right now. I can go give them this and check.
Have any of you ever tried axe throwing for fun?
I did once, but I'm not really that. I don't have like really good throwing arms, mainly because they're only about 11 inches long. So
That sounds like an opportunity for more property damage. Clout walks
Not if
over
it's
to
the roots.
boat.
That's no one's property. Technically, you could try to take care of them and have some fun in the process.
You
yeah, the
sure
roots are
about
kind
that?
of just like a mood, right?
What do the roots belong to? Huh.
They're a manifestation of our emotions. So,
Just
us.
gonna like
It's like a
Roll.
physical rendition of our feelings, right?
Yes.
roll the boat upright and sort of like climb in and like try to sit down, but there's a seat missing, so he like moves to the other one.
Why are you in the boat?
I don't know. I just need some space, I guess.
In a boat. That's
my
not
boat.
in water.
You know, I'm working with what I have.
Excuse me. Goes to the trap door, opens it up. Sue, my dear.
She does not respond.
My love. Hello. She's not responding.
I'll go down. I can go down and check on them.
What
How
exactly
long you're
did
not-
Sue say to you when she was talking to you earlier, Pamferdam?
Oh, they were gonna go downstairs and scream and break some stuff for a bit, and then I had to make a bowl.
Right.
Vice hops down the ladder.
You can see that there
Follow suit.
are several empty bottles of mushroom mead. And there is no clear sign of Sue. But there is a particular door that is open. It is a door that leads deeper into the house.
Establish line of communication. Hey, there's a door down here that leads deeper in the house, and I think Sue went down it.
Yeah, you all know which door is down in the cellar.
Lowry will down her tea and head down there.
Okay.
Mr. Impkin, if you will.
Rolls out of the boat.
I just like the mental image of just this boat clattering back and forth as you go roll out of it.
Just clattering left, right, and then Clout spills out the side and into the trap door.
Hold on, let me do an acrobatics check. 2.
I elect to try and catch.
Yeah.
He's also Rolo.
16 on an athletics check, so it's like... Oh, you're not that beefy at all.
What's the response to that? How do you respond to that?
Don't.
Is it really easy to get lost down there, Lowry and Clout? You went further than me.
I don't know. Seemed pretty straightforward the first time.
Yeah, straightforward. Go down the hallway, sell your soul.
There was no talk of selling souls.
I don't know what you sold.
You sold something?
Really? You thought I sold my soul?
Vibes were not good down there.
The house was perfectly fine and polite.
What'd the house say?
That it wanted to travel. So I said I'd let it travel.
For what? Like, was there like an exchange? Was there like a trade, or just kind of like a partnership kind of thing?
It gave me a mushroom. Eventually, it'll be my hut. But for now, it's the legs of this. I don't know if it's technically a hut or if it's just an inn. Let's go find Sue. We'll ask her.
Okay.
Clout's gonna hover at the door for a second, put a finger to his throat, and cast message looking for any soul within 120 feet.
There is no one.
Do any of you have winter clothes?
Why?
It's
No,
gonna
I-
get cold where we're going.
No, I grew up in Mulholland, so it's pretty warm there.
Vice just pulls a face as he scampers back up the stairs, or ladder, to get changed.
Bring blankets.
A few minutes later, comes down with all the thick quilted comforters. I don't do well with the cold. Yeah.
But he gets blankies.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's go.
I'm gonna say
I'll-
everybody stick close.
Pamferdam will pull out their homunculus servant and let it fans its legs spin up and hover up into the air and just command it to wait in the door frame, just kind of so that the door doesn't slam shut with ease.
Okay.
Clout will whistle for whisper.
Whistle for whisper.
Hey, whisper. We're gonna go down in here. I want you to stay close. Just sort of like hover about like maybe 5 feet ahead of us. We just need some light.
You got it.
Let us know if you see anything.
Whisper, like, bounces and makes its tinkling sound in an affirmative.
Whisper doesn't seem scared about going down there.
No.
Okay.
Whisper doesn't seem scared about a lot of things.
I'll take the back. Lowry, will you lead the way?
Of course I will. There's nothing to be scared of.
So, Pam, you walk behind Lowry, and Vice, you're ahead of me.
Okay. Well, bundle up.
Lowry will wrap her shawl around her and head on down.
Okay. And as the four of you breach the doorway to go deeper into the house, that is where we are going to go onto our break for the evening. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Hello, everyone. We have returned. We are back. We are heading into the depths of the spooky house once again, but this time we are doing it as a group. Well, except
As a family.
As a family.
A broken family.
Even Dom from Fast and the Furious is there. That's how tight of knit of a family this is going to be.
Family.
Family.
Family Stromber.
I don't accept any of you as my family. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, but you are all four entering into the depths of this house in the search for the owner of the house, Sue. As you had found that there are several of the mushroom mead bottles that were empty. They don't look like they were emptied into anything in particular, so you're guessing that she emptied them into herself. But the goal remains the same. Find the person whose house this is currently and try and make amends, or at least do your best to get her back. So, venturing into the house, 2 of you have been here before, 2 of you have not. As the 4 of you are making your way in, Lowry and Clout, one of the first things that you remember is that it went stairwell, 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 large open room. That is not the case this time, as at the bottom of the first stairwell, there is this large open room. And looking around and inside of this open room, you can see that there are several more of these bottles of mushroom mead. And one of the other things that you start noticing as well is that there are portraits that are along the wall, and they seem like they are almost like family portraits. But the interesting thing is with these family style portraits is that they are not of, looking at it, they aren't of individuals that you know, and you don't recognize Sue from any of them. But one of the things that you, Lowry, recognize is that some of these portraits, the people that are shown here, are individuals that you met in the belly of the house itself, in that like the cluster of like the half shambling people that make up the feet for the house. It seems like they are all each an integral piece of the decor of this house.
Clout's gonna send a message to Lowry saying, "Those pictures look familiar to you?"
Just gonna look back at. Why are you using magic? Just say it out loud.
Say what out loud?
I don't want to worry the others.
Yes, they do look familiar. They look like the people that we met in the basement last time.
Well, there are people living down here.
Oh, you're right. I am worried now.
If you can call it living.
It's fine. I'm sure they have a reason for being down here.
Wait, were these not here the first time you went through?
No. It was hallway, stairwell, hallway, stairwell, stairwell, hallway? There were more stairs involved last time.
Oh, so like the rooms changed.
Classic Fae house. Never stays the same.
I know, isn't wonderful?
I feel like leaving a ballast behind was kind of a moot thing.
Probably. Don't worry, just stay close. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Should we carry on?
Keep going.
And as you continue to move on, eventually, one of the things that you end up noticing and noting for is that there's one picture as you go past a series of hallways, corners, doors, and enter into another large room where normally it would look like it is a family style portrait, but you see what looks to be an old woman in this picture by herself. She does not have any family around her, but is instead simply existing, it seems. Lowry, make a history check as you look at this old woman that seems to be in this portrait by herself.
21.
21. You recognize this individual based on stories that other members of your book club have told you about. This is Great Grandma. This is Great Grandma with all of the capitals and all of the great G's that she could possibly have. This is Baba.
Oh. This may be more important than we need to let's go. We need to keep going. This may be more important than no,
Well,
this is
you just got really excited all of a sudden.
Oh, are we leaving? Are we going deeper?
No,
What-
we're going
like-
deeper. We need to keep going. We need to keep moving.
Do you know
We
the
have-
old lady?
Know her. No. Heard of her. Yes. And she's
got you really
amazing.
excited.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, look, girl boss, see girl boss, and I want to go see girl boss. So let's go.
Got it.
Okay. And as you, again, like Lowry, like there is a fire. There is a spur that is happening now. Oh boy, are you excited to possibly meet best grandma ever. You continue on, and eventually you see another room. And you like the picture of grandma. She looked a little forlorn, to say the least. She didn't look happy. She didn't look like she had that spark of joy that had been inside of her previously. And when you get to the second room of these large openings, you can see that the color has changed. It is no longer these nice, luxurious reds with the gold fringe, with these like almost like liminal space, like motel hallway style flooring, all of the like borderline flickering lights. When you reach this next room, it is a greenish color, and the pattern along the walls and the pattern along the floors is that of, they're like chickens almost. When you look at them, there's like they definitely don't look like any kind of like harrowing death bird, like an owl or anything horrifying. It definitely looks more chicken adjacent, with this more like 3 points and then one extending downward. And you see on a portrait is a younger woman. And this younger woman on beneath her left eye has a tattoo of what looks like a chicken's foot. And she has a beauty mark next on the lower right portion of her mouth as well. And she's wearing a very particular set of clothes that you all have actually seen previously on the outside of the Hall of Illusion, back when you were at the Witchlight Carnival. Clout, you especially, having worked at the Witchlight Carnival for so long. But each of you recognize this as, at least from her common name, the Great Witch Tasha. Lowry, you recognize her by a different name, which is the adopted sister of Grandma, Igwilv. And she definitely seems, in this picture anyways, She doesn't seem happy either, but in a distinctive manner that she is... It's like when you're unhappy with a person and that permeates to the rest of your day. Like, it looks like she is just irritated with something.
Before seeing great grandma with a capital G and Tasha, did the other portraits also appear to be irritated?
The other portraits also did seem to be, they either seem to be either irritated, sad, or just otherwise unamused. Like, it's like the old school farm photos where you just see them making blank expressions, or like minor photographs where like they are that way because the picture took a while. But you know that these portraits are magical in nature and are more reflective.
But they're all just generally a negative expression.
That is correct.
Hey, Clout.
Yeah.
That image of, or portrait or whatever of Tasha, do you know how it came to be at the Witchlight Carnival?
That's a good question. Do I?
Make a history check.
I think I shall. That's a 2 on the die, and my history is a 2, so I got a 3. Yeah, no idea.
She is... The Witchlight Carnival, being the carnival that it is all about good moods and happiness and having a good time.
Yeah.
What better sorcerer / wizard witch to have on display than a witch who is known for a spell relating to laughter?
Yeah, everybody has a great time with that spell. Great time. Those guys really have no idea what they're doing.
Hey, I know this portrait. This is Tasha, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They make pretty good acid-based spells. I usually use them to help get rid of corrosion on metals.
What is it like? Tasha's acid.
Caustic
Bath.
brew.
Caustic brew, yep.
Oh yeah, no, I was thinking about Melf's acid arrow.
Kind of the same concept, but what Tasha's has the benefit of being more concentrated. Like you can kind of use it like a spray gun and blast something with acid. And it also leaves like a film behind, so if you need like a lot of acid to burn through some material. I think Tasha's pretty creative with their magic.
Yeah, like
Right.
no, you can't you can't deny the usefulness of ongoing damage. What?
Yes, very useful. We might meet both of her and great grandmother as we go further down. So just don't say anything. Just be
Whoa, you
Oh,
think
that
they're-
would be cool.
You think they're here?
right. Well, I mean, all of the other people in the portraits were the people that we met last time. So if those people are here, then they might be here also. And I should
How
have
many
brought something
people
for her.
are inside this building?
Exactly. I should have brought something for her to sign. Oh
Well,
shit.
slow down. Like, it's just because there's a picture on the wall doesn't mean they're actually gonna be here.
Clout, you also... I would like to point out, Lowry called the other one Great Grandma.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Just throwing that out there. Take it as you will.
I don't want you.
We should
getting
get going.
Just temper your expectations. I don't want you getting disappointed.
Right. Well, either we find Sue and save Sue and I'm happy, or we go and meet with great grandma and then I'm happy too. So honestly, it's
Wait.
going to be a win-win either way.
Your
And
grandma's here?
ish. Yes. Kind of. I don't know. We're going to go find out though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tasha's your grandma?
No, not touch.
They said
Come
Tasha and
on.
grandma.
We can walk and talk, Lowry.
Yeah, let's go find your grandma.
She literally has you both by the elbows and she is pulling you
The
forward.
hand is up here.
Okay. And eventually, whereas the pathway that you have been on typically has been straight shots winding around, eventually you are met with the most dreaded possible hallway that you can think of. A hallway that
Macy's.
splits. there is a path leading down the right and a path leading down the left. On the path heading down the right, you can see that there are empty bottles of mushroom mead. On the path leading down the left, you can see that there is an eerie green light coming from farther down. And there are what look to be, whereas previously there was the regal red, then there was the greenish color. You can see that the pathway gets like almost like a celestial patterning on it. If the celestial patterning was slightly wet, almost like it had been hastily made with paint. And you can see what looked to be like little animal paw prints that go through that wet paint on this otherwise black carpet that extends down the left-hand side.
Right, it looked like Sue went that way.
Who?
Sue?
Oh, right, Sue.
You remember
Sue
we're
your
here
grandma?
for Sue, right?
Honestly, I forgot that she existed for a minute. But yes, we're here for Sue.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were Lowry Moon and you were here to help.
I am here to help. I'm allowed
Who
to
are
slip
we
up every
helping
once in a
again?
while.
All right, let's go find Grandma Sue.
Sue is not Grandma. They're two different people. Oh, I'm not gonna. Fine. We'll follow the bottles. How many bottles did she carry with her?
Honestly, I'm impressed by the strength of their liver since like it looks like they've been drinking a whole lot and they haven't died yet.
Not gonna lie, it's a little concerning.
You've also
Yes.
had the beverages. They're not strong. So you continue down the right-hand path?
The one, yeah, is that the one with the bottles?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to think that it's like Clout, Vice, Pamferdam, and Lowry like looks down at the other one.
Ah, she wants to go.
Help! And then like
I could get notes.
makes your way forward. Leaving the other path. Feel free to questions in the courts for that one. For all yous at home, if you're curious about what was down the hallway that was less traveled. So, as you head down the right, you start hearing what sounds like a steady march of just thump, 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 thump. Lowry, you and Pamferdam don't really like Lowry. For you, you're not really sure what to make of it. It sounds very steady, very consistent. Pamferdam, the first thought that you have in your mind, a piston, obviously. Like there's something mechanical down here.
There's like some heavy
clearly.
machinery in the walls.
Clout, you and Vice hear what sounds like something keeping time. It is happening so steadily and so rhythmic that the two of you are able to, as musically inclined individuals, to register that something is keeping time down here.
Vice, mom arms, Clout. Just pause for a second. 4/4. Or 3/4.
All right, show off.
Does that not bother you?
That it's what specifically in 3/4?
It's specifically in 3/4. There's no music.
Well, maybe the music is deeper in. Somebody could be playing quietly. Also, why do you think it doesn't have to be music?
I'm pretty sure I recognize a metronome. Zoop.
Yep.
And you can hear, as you continue on, closer to the sound of this, as Vice described it, metronome, you see the top of what looks to be a spiral staircase in the middle of an otherwise emptied room. And coming from the very bottom of this staircase, beyond where your sight is capable of seeing, what sounds like a voice attempting to sing. And when we say attempting, that is to say that they are not very good at what they are doing. But the heart is there. You all can
Does it
tell.
sound like Sue?
It
Yeah, nope.
does. most
Masculine
certainly.
voice, feminine voice,
sounds like
monster
Sue.
voice.
It
Okay.
sounds like Sue, and there is... It's Sue broken up, and then what sounds like a poorly played pan flute. And then Sue again.
Oh, I think I hear her.
Right, we should keep going.
Okay. And as you are getting down the steps, you see, or rather you can hear Sue trying her best to sing a song. And it's like, imagine the first time that anyone ever heard the band Cake, where it's like a spoken word kind of interaction followed by music.
Is she Shatnering right now?
She's Shatnering right now. But imagine if one was Shatnering while having drank so many bottles of mushroom mead through a house that
Baby, come
may
on.
or may not have been causing her walk to be extended specifically for the sole purpose of getting her to drink even more.
I understand the second reference, not the first.
She wants a woman with a short skirt and a long jacket.
Gotcha.
Imagine hearing that for the first time, but the vocalist is drunk as hell and there's only a pan flute instead of a full ensemble besides a metronome.
It's the fucking recorder.
This poor
Yeah.
woman.
There she is.
And
Let's
you can
go.
see Sue surrounded, like there is like a hood lantern set on the floor, and she's just going na 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 na, woo, 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 na, 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 na.
Hi, Sue.
Sue?
Hello, travelers,
Oh,
and welcome to the inn at the end of the road. I'm Sue, and these are the Beat Feet. And together we're Sue and the Beat Feet. Into the last road.
It's the end of the road, all right.
Do we see
Clout.
the feet?
You do
Their
not
feet.
see the feet, but you see the same thing that you have seen previously, Lowry and Clout, in that there are, as far as your dark vision can go and as far as the light is willing to spread, what looks like humanoids, all of average height, separated at the stomach area in the ground, that are just looking forward, but you see their body shift as like one side goes down, almost like they are stomping their feet in time. As
Oh,
Sue
they're
and the
having fun.
Beat Feet continue to play the worst rendition of Short Skirt and Long Jacket that you have ever heard.
That's cheery. All right. Clout's gonna walk over to Sue and hand her a canteen of water.
Thank you so much. I was getting a little thirsty down here. Thank you.
Yep. Drink up.
It's gotta make the house happy.
I got you a
sorry,
present.
You gotta make the house happy. And all of this is hospitality. Oh, this water's amazing.
And the house.
So is this swamp water? Is you streaming? I don't even care anymore. This is all the minerals in there.
And the house
Normal
likes
water.
your drunk singing?
I don't know. They haven't cheered for me once. Normally, I'm just really upset about my bulls. And you guys, somebody got murdered out there. That's bad.
Yes, it's very bad. Why don't you come back up with us? We'll
No.
get you some more water. No, okay.
She shakes her head and wags her finger like she's Macho Man Randy Savage. Or Hulk Hogan, not ready to go down just yet. I have never seen an episode of pro wrestling. That literally goes to show how much pro wrestling I've watched.
There are some pro wrestling fighters out there that are very mad at you right now.
Oh, I'm sure. Leave a salty note in the comments. Join us on Discord to let me know how little I know about wrestling. You can find the link in the description down below.
Clout's like just very stealthily taking the pan flutes from Sue.
You need to understand.
Uh-huh.
Portraits are a house.
Right?
People who the house has belonged to, and the house has moved with, and some of the people that they travel from. The house probably has me in it. It probably has you in it, and you in it, and you in it, and you in it, and you in it. And she's like pointing like right next to each of you, like you in it and you in it. You in it and you like she's clearly
seeing double.
She's seeing double at this point and having a very hard time.
Wait, so you're saying that the house is making like copies of our legs?
No. Sometimes, but no.
Lowry's gonna look around her at the house feet people.
No one you know.
How long has she been down here?
And
Asking
they,
the feet people.
one of them, like, looks at you, Lowry, and they just hold up a single finger.
That's fair. Okay. Sue, what can we do
Play
to
a song for the house.
Okay.
Do you know how to sing?
Nope. But my traveling companions do.
Can you play the tambourine?
No.
You don't need to sing. Playing tambourine's real easy. You should have a tambourine. It's just like
Do you
this.
have a tambourine for me?
I
What?
have a castanets. It's clams.
You know what? I work better with coconuts, but I will try the
I
clams.
don't have coconut. I
It's
haven't
okay.
seen a coconut in years.
It's fine. I don't think
Do
you
they
get
still
many
make
African.
those?
I don't think you get many African swallows here. It's fine. It's a migratory
What's
thing.
in
It's all right.
Africa?
Don't you mean Chilton?
I'm really confused.
I think Wings is having a conniption. Lowry will take the clams.
Is go like this with them
Got it.
when you feel like it's
Like I need to clam. Got
it's
it.
like you need to clam.
Okay, I will clam with the best of them. Thank you. Thank
Um,
you.
During this entire interaction, Vice has been speaking with some of the torso people.
They don't communicate with you.
That's fine. Judging from what Sue was saying, to get things right, we're going to have a little ditty here. So if you could work with me, that'd be amazing.
They hold up. You see one of them holds up 4 fingers on one hand and 4 on the other. And then their other friend, I say friend, as if they aren't all part of the same entity, sticks
Part
a
of the ship,
hand
part of the
out
crew.
and makes a diagonal between the two.
Ah, yeah, that could work. Yes. So what I'm going to need you to do is follow along if you can. Shimmy, shimmy, clap, shimmy.
Roll a persuasion check.
God, I love charisma so much. That's an 18.
An 18. So you hear surrounding you. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
Fucking amazing.
Shoo, shoo. And
Vice
Sue is
begins-
just like, what's the fire of this?
Miss Moon, if you can, play the castanet twice, pause 2 beats twice.
She's like trying to hold Sue upright. Fine, just whatever. Just do it.
Cool. 21 on performance.
Okay.
Vice performs Thriller.
Okay.
I thought that's where we were going with this.
So shake, shake, clap,
Clap.
shake.
Shimmy.
With
It's
that
supposed
in
to-
mind, as Lowry
Nah.
does the beats, not all of these individuals are doing the dance. There are still 2 small groups out of the lot of them that are staring at Clout and are staring at Pam.
Hello.
Dance, you two.
I'm not a performer.
Neither am I, but I have clams in my hands. So dirt.
I can't dance, but I can magic.
And Pamferdam pulls out a small bit of fleece and like kind of like rolls it up into a tighter ball in their hand and throws it into the air and casts minor illusion, and several like small pixie-like humanoids start like can dancing in the air along with everybody else.
This
Yeah,
one wearing a
magic.
very smart red borderline leather. He has a single glove on and he's just like doing a dance.
Hell yeah.
Bunch of little fairies.
Before you make it.
It goes,
Exactly.
Can't make sound, but they'll look like they're doing it.
You can hear, you can feel it in you. Clout, everyone else is dancing, clapping some clams.
mm-hmm.
You have pan flutes in your hands that you have stolen.
Is there still a row that's not dancing with?
Yes.
That's not okay. And they like very like staring him down like really aggressively.
Aggressively?
Do they have faces?
They do all have faces, but you can't really see them other than like the shadow that's over like the top half, and you just see like
Nothing else
disgruntled
in a
lower
dead
half
crowd.
that you are that you recognize very poignantly as the same kind of frown that you've seen on much of the counter space.
Like shrugs at them like, what do you want from me?
And they,
You can-
when you say, "What do you want from me?" there is a echo. They did not respond verbally to Clap or to Vice. They did not respond verbally to Lowry. They respond verbally to you with one word: dance.
I have to dance.
Oh no. That good boy roll didn't turn out well.
You can either dance or play music. Which one is up to you?
He's gonna like look at the rest of the crew and like they're giving it their all, and he's just like, fine. He starts like doing like the arm like rolling and then like, you know, shimmying the hips a little bit. Like he's giving it a go. But like his face is not selling it at all. I got an 18 on the die for my performance check. And I think performance is my highest skill. 24.
Okay, 24. What does a 24 performance for Clout? He's like, is this like a Ron Burgundy? Like, I don't do this often. Like, pulls the flute out of the sleeve. Like, what does a 24 for Clout look like? It's like, I don't dance. I don't want to do this.
I need a description of this.
Just Vice looking at Cloud like, come on.
And all of the like house people behind Vice, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Yeah, just like full on like grumpy face. You know, he starts doing the shimmy, like he's like the hips are rolling, and he does like one like really tight spin, and then like lands on one side of the room, and like starts up the, you know, like the claw hands like going back and forth, and like, you know, he like looks over his shoulder like, come on, and then like the other guys like also like start doing the claw hands with him, and then like, you know, across the room to the other side, and then he like looks over at those guys, rolls his eyes like, come on, and then like everybody in the room's doing it. And then he like claw hands over to the pixies and gets them going.
One's like, it looks like it's the strangest, most mystical thing you've ever seen. It looks like they are walking, but backwards. Their feet don't even lift off of the flat plane with which they are dancing upon. Sheer magic.
Floating in the air.
One even does like a quick turn and like brings a small hat down over their head and like pops up on their tippy toes real quick.
Hands would work as well as my magic, but
Then Clout does like one really tight spin, and then like, you know, hand on the waist, and then like thrusts forward once. Up on the toes.
Devil May Cry 5, Dante gets a hat. It's in the courtyard.
Yep. And you hear Sue just, yes, yes, yes. Like, she is like so enthralled by all of this, and she's like clapping along and like trying her best to do shimmies. And as the song comes to an end, you see Sue, exhausted, just sort of like slumps into you, Lowry, and the house, having danced along with you, each of you, you see that they begin to recede out of this hooded lanterns lit area, except for one, and that is the one, Lowry, that you had conversation with previously. And it looks towards you, and it puts one hand onto its torso and the other behind at a similar height, and it gives you and your group a bow, and as it bows, it then recedes back into the shadow.
Lowry's gonna call after it. Wait, is Tasha or great grandma here?
There's no response.
this house is really cool.
I know, right?
Do you think that fixed the outside stuff?
Only one way to find out.
Okay, should we like bring Sue back into the main room or
Yes.
let them sleep? Okay.
No, we should definitely carry them back.
If
Hey,
the
Clout?
rest of the room is still dancing, so is Clout. He's like leaned all the way forward, almost touching the ground.
Clout, can you carry Sue?
Oh, we stopped.
yeah.
We're done.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I like to imagine like the performance is over, the music's not going on anymore, but you just hear like
Still going.
like he's just like still like in his vibe. It's like the end of the dance. It's like the end of the last bit of Napoleon Dynamite, where like he's like the music cuts and he's still like finishing up his dance moves, and then realizes that the music's not on anymore.
Yep. Runs over to Sue, sort of like scoops an arm under her and like, you know, make sure she still has her water.
There is
Thanks.
the smallest snirk from Vice watching Clout.
Onwards and upwards.
All right. Yeah, let's go back.
And as your group then ascends the stairwell, you get to the top, or at least where you remember the top of this stairwell being, and it looks like rather than leading into a room, you just see that there is what looks like a trap door on an otherwise flat surface. Pushing open the trap door, you're in the middle of the main room.
Well, that's really disorienting.
Yeah.
But one thing that you notice looking up into this main room, light is coming through.
I'll go to the window and check for roots.
Looking out past the window, you do not see the Brigand's Toll or the Brigand's Tollway off in the distance. Instead, you see what looks like a lazy river that sort of rides up to the north in between two, in what looks like a ring of like marshy hills. And then looking outside, you can see that the Queensway is not too far off in the distance either.
Well, we're not surrounded by a root cage anymore, but I also don't know where we're at. So I think we moved.
Are there any identifying landmarks like the giant tower we saw earlier?
You do not see any identifying landmarks necessarily. However, one thing that you do see above the hillscape in the distance is what looks like an angry storm cloud that's resting rather low to the ground, all things considered. And there is a boat, and upon this boat are 4 frogs. And when I say frogs, I mean frog humanoid-like people. They are wearing regal clothing, gallant dresses, and they seem to be croaking and speaking with each other as this boat begins making its way down the river wherein your house, is relatively parked.
Pamferdam's looking out the window and you just hear a gasp.
Those are the biggest frogs I've ever seen.
I've seen bigger.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Well, oh, I have so many questions. But also, there are a frog coming towards the house.
Well, they look well dressed, so I don't think they'll rob us.
I don't know. I like the scarf. I thought the scarf was nice.
And it seems like one of these frogs on this boat that's coming out of the main notices at least Lowry looking out of the window, and you see them pull what looks like a red handkerchief from like a nice vest that they're wearing and wave it towards you with a yoo-hoo, and then they stick the handkerchief back in.
I fucking love them.
Should we get out of here? I got a boat.
Oh, what?
don't
Like
think we
row
should
out to
leave.
them and parlay?
I don't think we should leave Sue alone in her current
She
state.
is asleep. She's passed out.
Vice just takes his blanket and tosses it over her.
Clout will turtle her up first, put a backpack on her back so she can't roll on her back.
Pamferdam will put the bowl next to them and kind of jot down a quick instruction manual on a
to
small
use
like
bowl.
napkin.
Just don't think about really spooky stuff when you think about liquids, and then I think you'll be pretty okay.
Ugh.
Mayonnaise.
No.
Cool Whip.
All right. I guess we're going to go say hello to some frogs.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Right. I kind of do, but also, did we get any closer to the hags? I don't understand how the house moves 100%.
Maybe the frogs will know where we are.
Oh, yeah.
Open the front door.
Okay, you open the front door, and the boat is much closer. And you see the one that had the red neckerchief, like looks in your direction again, and head sort of like tilts, and the other behind has like has the rudder to make sure that like the boat steers properly. And the frog says, "Hello, and welcome to Downfall, travelers. King Gullop the 19th would be honored to make your acquaintance. Just head to the small dock, then head towards the stepping stones, pass through the balloon factory, and then head to the bridge where the gazebo is that the king holds his court."
The fuck?
I got really lost in all of that, but hello, you look really cool.
Oh, thank you. I am Splop, the croaking sage. How do you do?
Oh, it's really cool to meet you, Splop. Wait, you
Yeah.
said we were at Downfall?
Yes, this is Downfall.
Turn over to Lowry.
Is that where we're supposed to be?
I think so.
Okay.
You'll have a
Right.
delightful abode.
Thank you.
Is there somewhere where we can park the house?
Right there is fine. If you approach
Thanks.
too quickly, some of the guard might suspect that you are moving in on, well, King Gullop's territory. He only recently became king, you know, within the last 3 weeks.
Who
Well,
was the
2
king?
weeks.
Who was the king previously?
The king previously was Molob the 16th. He was boiled in oil, wouldn't you know?
Oh, why? Who? Why? Oil? Oil?
Oh, well, that was because King Gullop rose up to power against him and deposed of him by boiling him in oil.
This is a very politically unstable climate.
I don't know what you mean, sir.
Oh, it's just you're not the only one doing entire regime takeovers in the area. It's kind of a theme, I think.
I am doing no such thing. I am but a mere sage.
How long was the previous king's reign?
The previous king's reign was roughly 5 weeks.
How often do you go through?
All the
King.
time. Rather
Right.
frequently.
Okay.
This would sound like a really fun job to aspire for.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Dang.
I believe that being king regent would be a wonderful thing, but not for me. I'm perfectly fine where I am.
You look like you do a rather wonderful job of
Yes.
whatever it is you do.
I dole out advice to the king. And whenever there's a new king, I arrive to dole out advice, eat some flies, drink some wine.
That you give great advice.
I give some of the best advice. Whether or not the king wishes to heed my warnings or my advices is entirely up to them.
How many kings have you served?
I have serviced no less than 15 kings.
Okay, not a good persuader. Got it.
And that has been within the last 2 years since I achieved my role as the Croaking Sage.
Pardon, question.
Yes, you. What is your name, Crystal Horn?
Vice is fine.
Nice, yes. Hold on.
Sage.
Muddleman. Muddleman. Slow the rudder. I wish to talk to these folk. Yes. Sorry. He's new at this.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. How many of these kings have been, all of them have been disposed in different ways?
Yes. Some more gruesome than others.
Right. Turning to...
Like Grumple, Duke of the Three Rocks. Met a horrible, horrible end.
On the orders of another king?
On who would soon to be the king, yes. Then there was Bloff, the Count of Bogbottom. He also met a rather horrible end. He wasn't a
Are
good
they-
king.
Excuse me for a moment.
Yes.
A word with everyone here real quick.
Yeah. Also, real quick, are there a lot of casualties besides the king during these takeovers?
Sometimes. Normally
A
we're
lot of
all...
orphans.
Look, maybe you should just talk to Gullop the 19th. See that he's a rather lovely individual, very well spoken. He has a lovely pet. It's a crocodile. It's a little baby named Snoodle.
Snoodle.
I'm gonna fucking die.
A frog has a crocodile for a pet named Snoodle.
We are not
Okay.
frogs. We are bullywogs.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Oh,
We are
bullywog.
bullywog. Just in the
Bullywogs.
same way that you
Got it.
are a hairless ape. We are frogs, yes.
Apologies, gentle amphibifolk. Excuse us a moment.
Bullywog. Sir.
Okay, we'll bully right back. What's up? What's up, Vice?
Right. Maybe... No offense, you don't mention that you're the Witchlight monarch at this place just in case he thinks it's a hostile takeover from another monarch.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't
Also,
think
does
you wanna
anyone
be the
else not
monarch.
find it hinky that they just literally murder their people on a regular?
What does hinky mean?
I mean, it depends on how long their lifespan lasts for.
Oh yeah, true. That could have been an entire lifetime for them.
Weird. Okay.
All right, I guess
Anyway.
there's some societal stuff we probably should understand first.
Right.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree that we shouldn't be talking about any royalty stuff while we're here, unless we actually do plan on doing a hostile takeover. And in that case, I kind of disagree. We don't have the strengths for it, but
And I'd recommend not being the leader of the bullywugs. That seems like a job with a high lethality rate.
At the very least, you'll get a frog in your throat.
Gross.
Huh. Is this where we're supposed to be? I know we're supposed to be finding like a hag named Blake Claw, but I couldn't remember which way we were supposed to go in this place.
We are
We were
currently...
supposed to be here.
Yes, we are currently in
Supposed to be here.
Downfall. The best thing to do now, gather information.
Okay. So, do we take the small boat in, or do we walk the house closer?
Not
Do we
walk
just
the house
dismount from here?
closer. We just heard from them that they might take it as an affront.
Right, I'm just
Attack
listing
us.
out all the options, you know?
Boat seems not very threatening.
Boat it is.
All right.
The door opens. Sir Bollywog, would you be kind enough to escort us to the port?
Oh, no, I have to go on a diplomatic mission of sorts. Are you familiar with the Brigand? Agden Longscarf.
Never met him.
Good. He's a ne'er-do-well if we have ever met one.
Hmm.
So you're not friends with them?
No, I am not friends with Agden Longscarf. I am
You know,
not friends with Jingle Jangle the Goblin. I am
You
not
know-
friends with the variety of people who are outside of the soggy court.
Well, then I suppose that you have nothing to do with who the brigands are currently reporting to. You know. I
Oh,
heard
yes,
that-
Bavlorna.
That's what word is around the swamp.
Yes, no, it's founded in actuality.
Really?
Yes. Yes, she come,
Well,
they
never.
come here and they bring her things for her hobbies. She does a lot of taxidermy, don't you know? She likes making, well, she calls them toys.
Wait, you've seen their house? Wait, toys?
Yes. Yes, she
No,
makes...
what kind of toys?
Well, she said that they were toys for the wayward children, but she wasn't very good at them until a while back, and then she started getting a little bit better at it, and then after she was done getting better at making those toys, then she started getting worse at making the toys again.
How long ago did she get really good at making toys?
About... I don't want to count it in kings, so I'm going to count it in croaking sages. Because I've been a croaking sage for 2 years. The previous croaking sage was a croaking sage for 3 years. And then there was another croaking sage, the eldest croaking sage, who was a croaking sage for roughly 3 years before him. And it happened during the eldest croaking sage's reign.
That's 8 years.
8.
Do you know where she lives?
Yes, she lives in Downfall.
Could you give us like precise directions?
Yes.
Oh well,
Go
hell.
up the road. Road. We like to have fun here. Go up the river and keep going. You'll reach Downfall. That's where she lives.
Go up
Like
to
the
get
whole
to
place?
town. Got it.
Yes.
Wonderful. And how do we get to where the king is again?
Oh, right. To get to the king,
Head over
you
that
go
way.
to the small
past.
dock, then head toward the stepping stones, pass through the balloon factory, and then head to the bridge to the gazebo where the king holds his court.
Right. You have been so helpful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
One more question before you leave.
Yes, what is advised?
Good Bollywog. Is there any etiquette that we should be made aware of in Bollywog Court?
Yes,
Soggy Court?
in the Soggy Court, we abide by the rule of 3. The rules of ownership, reciprocity, and hospitality. So, you must remember, everything that you see is either owned by Bavlorna Blackclaw or owned by the king. If it's owned by the king, he'll let you know if it's owned by the king, but mostly everything's owned by Bavlorna Blackclaw. Now, other than that, hospitality, you must be sure that if someone extends a like-minded way to you, that you are in turn hospitable to them.
Got it.
Like, don't try and give someone a long sleep, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. Does the king have any favored gifts by chance?
The king likes gifts, yes.
Anything in
Favorite
particular?
gifts? He likes money.
Okay.
He likes servitude,
Oh,
honor.
okay.
How about mushroom mead?
I don't know if he's had that recently.
Okay,
Oh,
so
is this
mushroom
the
meat's
inn
got
at
it.
the end of the road?
It is.
We have never been allowed in.
It's
Really?
currently going under reconstruction.
Oh!
Yeah, the owner's a bit indisposed right now.
Well, if you're looking for a great gift, the inn, if you are the new owners, would be a wonderful thing to give him.
Oh, we don't own the inn.
Well, then it's good that you aren't giving it away, because the rule of ownership is very important.
Yeah, so we've heard.
Use your best judgment. And if you're looking for a way to help with the king, or to get on the king's good graces, go to the balloon factory. It suffered a little bit of damage from when one of an attempted coup happened, and part of it got burned. There are still some animated coals that are hopping around and trying to continue to burn the place down, so if you could stop that, the king would be very happy with you.
Animated coals?
Yes.
Little
Usually
fire
the
spirits.
coals live underneath Blackcloud's cauldron, but one of the usurpers, with the help of a small dragon with a very nice mustache, attempted to steal some of those coals and light the balloon factory on fire.
Right. You know what? We will be more than happy to help with that.
Good.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yes, of course. Thank you. You've all been very kind and wonderful to talk to. Vise, pretty lady, and he waves his scarf towards you, Lowry. And then, who I'm assuming is your bodyguard and the very inquisitive man.
Yeah, I'm pretty strong. Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that, Pamferdam? You're the bodyguard.
So curious.
Well, au revoir! And Mundlemund, Release the rudder. And at that point, you see Muddlemund, who is in charge of operating the rudder, just like lift it up, and their boat continues onward. And he says, "Go! We must find Jingle on that wandering hill."
The way you said that sounded like you said "release the raptor," and I was like, "What?"
Release the raptor.
We're done here.
And as the bullywog, known as Splop, the croaking sage, begins to make his way away from your party, and the four of you gaze upon the entry into Downfall. That is where we were going to call it for tonight's session. Wait, no, we still got like a half hour. Whoopsie doodle.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm used to seeing the 30 and calling it good. Never fucking mind. All right, this dude's gone.
So, go ahead.
How would we capture and transport a, what was it, animated coal?
Animated coal, I would say get a very sturdy cauldron.
Something that
I have a
can hold
teapot.
hot things.
We'll see how big the coals are first.
Good point. Should I go get that boat?
No, the boat is wooden. To get there. Right.
What? Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go get the thing first. I'll be right back.
Pamferdam's gonna go run and get their homunculus servant from downstairs.
Yeah, they have just been like latched onto the door. Like they tired of flying, so they just like, I imagine it's like a bat, like they're like hanging upside down.
Oh no!
Like 6 or 7 of the 18 legs are like clasped around the door frame in order to keep itself sturdy as the head jangles upside down.
And seeing you, it's Creator, and it releases them to then be allowed.
God,
All
it's
right, come
terrifying.
on, buddy. We're going on another adventure. Let's go.
It's terrifying, like floppy baby bird head just wiggling like a uvula.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Definitely vestigial.
house.
Every time.
I can't. That's just.
Head
Sorry.
beef stew. I'm going to get that boat.
Okay, the boat's on the same level as you are.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Boat.
Pamferdam's gonna hop into the boat and bust out their spell book and kind of start jotting notes and reorganizing papers.
I just gotta make sure I got my spells prepared for the day, you know.
Constantly casting mending behind Clout.
Mm-hmm.
Hey
Yeah.
Pam, can you? Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
got
I
it.
got
All
it. I
right.
got it.
Read my mind. Yeah, all right, you got it. Nah.
Spice is gonna just take a knee next to Sue and write a small note that they went out to the Soggy Court and took a few bottles with them to hopefully charm the king.
There is like the cartoon snot bubble that is inflating and deflating. That's like not popping as she is just like you've never seen somebody this disheveled sleeping before.
It's almost adorable. Stands and walks away.
Clout's gonna like stand in the doorway, look around, be all like, "All right, is there anything else we can do for her?
Lock the door.
We gotta make sure she's got the key."
Excuse me, house? If anyone comes for Sue or tries to get in while we're gone, move somewhere safe.
And you see, as you say this, in a sense of affirmation, the disgruntled face that had formed in the bar back wall seems to lift up and return to looking like a normal bar.
Thank you. All right, I think she's safe.
Who's standing?
Standing?
Yeah, seat's fucking gone.
Fine, sit on the floor of the boat so long as we don't get water in it.
Nose goes.
All right, Clout standing.
What?
that Vice giggling or is that
Onward to adventure.
That is both Vice and RJ giggling.
Vice? Roll me a d8.
God damn you, 3090. 2.
A 2. As you are giggling, you see that from the corners of the bar, beautiful flowers start to bloom.
You stop that. I don't have any other emotion except thanks. Ah.
That was a
Right.
secret. Sadism.
What?
What?
No, you're laughing at his pain.
Oh.
Matt,
Yeah, shot it for you.
Yeah, that's the word. A better word.
Sadism is a very different thing. That's a knife in the
Yeah.
courtyard. So,
So, anywho.
I feel like that's you keep saying that word, but I don't think you know what it means.
into the boat.
Into the boat.
Row,
boat.
row the boat.
Well, why don't you go ahead and sit? I'll just turn into a squirrel or something.
Okay, so you end up getting into the boat, rowing upstream, and then as you do, you come past the two large hilly landscapes, and you can see that on your right-hand side, there is a small dock. Directly in front of you, there seems to be a fog bank, sort of just like not even 20 feet away, 30 feet away from where you are looking. And to the to that right as well, you can see that there is what looks like a large damaged balloon that is draped over a building.
That's a strange set piece.
I think we found the factory.
We can go in there and that's where the factory or that's where the coal's supposed to be, right?
Holes.
I'm sorry, say that again, Clout.
I said, look out for wandering coals.
Did we want to go into there first or like circle back around?
I feel like we should circle back around. We do not have the equipment to deal with that right now. Unless you're hiding a giant cauldron that's heat resistant in your bag.
Well, I mean, give me an hour.
Wait, you're not joking.
Oh, I'm pretty good at making stuff. I would have to break down the veal for materials, and then I could totally probably try to make like a bag that can hold things in a vacuum.
I left the veal back in the house.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, I don't want to turn off the magic I gave to the bowl, so for now I can't. But I definitely could technically make something that could hold the coal without burning it.
Well, depending on their size, I still have my teapot.
Yeah, ceramic's pretty tough.
Pyrex.
I mix potions in it all the time.
Oh, nice. What kind of potions?
The potion kind.
Well, I mean, like, do you make like potions for utility stuff like flight and speed and all that kind of stuff, or do you make like poisons, anti-venoms? Like, what's your market?
Oh, I don't have a market.
Do you even know what you make?
Sometimes.
You're not in a much of a sharing mood right now, are you?
Hmm.
All right, we're doing great.
Okay. So do you pull in to the small dock?
E.
All right. So pulling into the small dock. You end up exiting out onto the dockboard itself, and you can hear what sounds like croaking voices actually coming from the building where this balloon is. And from what you can see is that this damaged-looking balloon is actually like laying on top of what looks like a small building. It doesn't look like it's like this building was designed to support the weight of this balloon. And as you get closer, looming over a ramshackle wooden pier is the balloon anchored by 4 thick ropes tied around wooden posts driven deep into the mire. The balloon's bladder expands and sags at irregular intervals as swamp gas fills it briefly before leaking out through various tears in the patchwork fabric. A bullywog stands near the top of the ladders and is using a long silver needle and a spool of catgut to sew up one of the openings. A second bullywug stands at the foot of the ladder to steady it. Huddled nearby are 3 giant frogs whose long tongues snap at passing insects.
And the frogs are just frogs. They're not bullywugs.
They look like giant frogs.
Big old frogs, like mount frogs.
Oh
yeah.
my God, Benjamin Franklin, you're naked. Yes, these are all regular frogs.
How big do these frogs look?
Giant. They look like they could eat the shit out of you, Pamferdam.
That's cool.
Yum.
You think those frogs are friendly towards mammalians?
I mean, maybe.
I
One
wouldn't
way
bet
to
on
find
it.
out.
All right.
Vice will approach the bollywogs. Hail!
And sort of stop what they're doing and they look at you and just...
We were advised by the advisor to go see the king.
And they look like they are trying to find the right words to say. And then...
Sprechen Sie kommen?
They croak at you, and they croak out in a language that both Lowry and Clout can understand, being Sylvan. Do you speak Sylvan?
No.
They're asking if you speak Sylvan.
Oh, no, I'm going to need a translate. Would you please, kindly?
He doesn't speak Sylvan.
And they, like, oh, thank God somebody does. Are you outsiders?
Yes, we are.
Off to the side, Clout will translate for Vice and Pamferdam.
You should really see King Gollop, 19th.
That is what we are here to do, actually.
Excellent. Excellent. We are in charge of repairing the gaseous balloon.
Right.
My noble duty.
It looks like you're doing a wonderful job.
Tell the
We
king
heard
so.
that there may still be coals that are animated.
Yes, at the burnt
Nearby?
out factory.
Right.
Just past the stepping stones, over that way.
Over that way.
And he points with the silver needle across what looks like a series of 5 stepping stones. You can see what looks like a smoldering building. Like there is still like actively smoke coming out of it.
Okay. And heading for the king, which that would be this way?
If you go across the stones, through the burnt out factory, go to the gazebo. The king will be holding his court there.
Right. And these animated coals, how big would you say they are? Are they teapot size or larger?
Like thinks, and he makes a fist with his hand, his little webbed hand, and then points to it with the needle.
Okay, so I could at least fit one in my teapot.
Large rock.
Well, it looks like we're going through the burnt out factory and encountering those things anyways.
Well, Clout, you said that they said something about trying to fix this balloon.
Yes.
Can you ask them for me what's wrong with it? I could probably help fix it.
Translates for him.
And the bullywug with the large needle and thread just says, "Damned holes!" And like croaks out in agony. And you can see that there are like rips and tears along this balloon that is keeping the swamp gas from filling it proper.
You can handle holes, right, Pam?
Oh yeah, the holes aren't that hard. I can patch those up. It takes probably like 10 minutes or so to do them all.
All right, I'll get you up there, and you take care of the holes.
Okay, yeah, I can fix on the holes if you want to go grab some coal.
This guy.
All right, give me a boost.
All right, lift Pamferdam up onto his shoulders and just like hold the feet right there.
And the bullywugs are like, what? Like they are like, so what are you outsiders? What are you doing? And like the giant frog sort of like get a little bit more forward, and you can see one of
Climb
them
up
just like
onto the balloon.
like looks at Pamferdam and gives a long licky of his lips, and then just like continues looking.
Clout's gonna like give him like a watching you.
Take out 2 lodestones and just start cast mending on
gonna
any
give
tears and breaks I see on the balloon.
He's gonna give like the eyes that like a new boyfriend gives his girlfriend's like cat. Like,
Like, we're gonna be fucking friends.
Essentially, yes.
So yeah, as they're like, what, outsiders, what you think you're doing? And then mending, and they see you fix a hole. The 2 bullywugs that were working look at their needle and thread, toss them over their back as they yell in Sylvan, "A sage has come to us this day!" And they are like as you cast mending on one spot, they like clap you on the back and like point to another spot, like, "Oh, you just this is the spot. This is where you need to go."
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and Pam, as you are helping these bullywugs repair this spot, the rest of you are going to the burnt out balloon factory across the rocks. Was that the goal?
So.
Okay. What better time than to split the party? So as you get to the stepping stone crossing, you see a row of boulders spaced 2 feet apart that breach the surface of the lake that form a walking path across a 40-foot wide waterway. So you can see that, again, it's like every 2 steps. So there's 20 boulders in total that actually form this pathway. And you do not see the bottom through the murk of this swamp. And it looks like 4 out of 5 stepstones. Or wait, no. Yeah, a row of boulders spaced 2 feet apart breach the surface of the lake to form a walking path across a 40-foot wide waterway. Oh, okay, so there's 2 feet, but the row in total. So these are pretty wide boulders.
It's not a rock, it's a boulder.
God. It's a large boulder the size of a small boulder. Happy birthday to one of the greatest tweets. So who is going first across these boulders?
I could hop, skip, and jump over.
Okay. So as you hop, skip, and jump over on the middle boulder, you hear a...
Oh, sorry.
And as you look down, you can see that there is like the crags that you thought were in the boulder actually like scrunch down into what looks like a face. And you hear a voice that sounds like crumbling rocks. As like this, like what you assume to be an earth elemental is like speaking at you with its hand outstretched, and it has almost like that, like kind of like hand accents to it.
Sylvan?
It does not speak Sylvan, and none of you speak Primordial.
It's fine, because I have a psionic mind.
Okay.
Just telepathically linking up with this earth elemental. My apologies, I did not know you were here.
What's the matter, you?
A lot of things. Do you want them alphabetically or chronologically?
Why do you step on my head when I'm trying to do a sleep?
For one, looks over the side of the boulder.
I'm trying to get my rest in here.
My apologies. If I will quickly vacate the premises, but my friends are coming along the way. Is there another alternative route so that we can't disturb your sleep further, or...
No. You step on my head, you owe me something. Reciprocity.
What do you take?
I want you to dance for me. I want you to sing. I want you to dance for me.
Hey, Clout, he wants you to sing and dance for him.
What?
They want you to sing and dance for them.
As you say this, the creature like turns and looks. And then they turn and look back at you and then like point to their head.
Boop.
They go to singing and dancing.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I want them
Do
to
you mind
sing
if
and
I
dance for me.
Do you mind if I sit here and watch as well?
Only if it's really funny. Otherwise, you're going in the drink, my friend.
Oh, okay.
You're wearing a pair of Galabdur shoes and you're going for a swim.
Do you have any like vegetation we can huck at him while we're here?
No. I want it to be a good song and dance. I want it to be fun. I want it to be jolly.
All right. Well, we'll see how they do. Yeah, Clout, they want you to sing and dance for passage.
Clout's still busy, like, holding Pam up to fix this boat
Oh, I thought you came with us.
balloon.
They gotta sing.
I climbed up on the balloon clear.
They gotta sing.
I'm
with
clear.
feeling. Sing me an apology.
Okay, so like Clout's like looking like he's like supervising, like like how you do when you're like at a construction site and there's like 5 guys that are all like standing around while one guy digs a hole. That's what Clout's doing. And he turns around like, what?
And you see this like this boulder raise up an earthen hand and make a like kind of motion towards you.
He's gonna like power walk over there. He's like, did you just volunteer me to sing and dance for this guy?
No, specifically, they want you to sing and dance for them.
I want a heartfelt song.
They want a heartfelt
It's gotta
song.
be joyful.
Joyful.
I'm not a performer.
The basement says otherwise.
You were pretty good at dancing.
Do you want accompaniment? I can help you.
If you do, I'll tell the other guys who are down here to leave you alone.
Apparently there are other people here. Rock people.
No. They fish people. They try and eat the
Fish?
frogs.
Oh.
They usually don't. They don't like the taste, but they like outsider, and you smell like outsider. You don't look like no frog.
Clout, please give the best performance of your life.
Joyful. I want it joyful. They
So
sing
joyful.
Cats. When I like cats.
Oh, they want you to be like Tom, Rum Tum Tugger.
Rum tum tum.
Meow.
Didn't he go to jail?
Shh. What is a cat's favorite drink, Clout?
It's juice. Someone help me. What have I gotten myself into?
You gotta give me a song.
I don't know any. I don't know any
What?
cat songs.
Oh, I'm just being a fucking dick about that one. It doesn't have to be cats. It doesn't say in the module it has to be cats. He just wants a very joyful song, like cats.
Like that's the that's I know that one's like a real banger in Cats is the magical Mr. Mistopheles, right? That's
Any
the one.
song.
Yeah. He like starts off slow and like grinding it out. He's not really happy about it. He's like, magical Mr. Mistopheles.
And a single hand raises from the Galapter.
Clout, happier,
Cat's
happier.
so clever is, and he like actually like really aggressively like gets into it, like, and it like he's just like with his voice just wringing Vice's neck, like. "Ah!" I got a 17 on the die, so that's a math. So that's a math.
23?
Yeah, it's 23.
And you see, like, as you're singing and doing this little jig, that there are, like, ripples in the water where the Galabdur is just like, like, he's like, yeah, new song. I haven't heard this song.
Oh my
This is great.
god. Magical Mr. Mistopheles.
Yeah, there you go.
Just like,
Galabdur looks back at you, Vice, points to his head again.
Boop.
You're all right. Your friend's all right. You can
know
step
what?
on my head if you want to, but like make it quick. I'm a dignified rock.
You know what? We're gonna go speak with the king. Maybe we can get like a bridge put over here.
No,
Nah?
I like making people sing.
You know what? You're all
That's
right.
what I do.
I'm gonna try to find some rock polish later.
Not bad. You're a good kid. I like your rocks.
Respect. We got the go-ahead to go. We just have to make it quick. Don't fall in the water. There are outside the eating fish people.
Good to know.
Pat. Wee.
And you see like as you pat the Galabdur, you just see its like grimace just lift up at the corners, and it gets like a little smile on his face.
adorable.
Right. And as you skip over the stone rockways in Pamferdam, you are in the process of repairing this balloon, much to like oh my god of these like bullywogs who are just losing their minds that you're doing magic. Like like
Translator is gone, so Pamferdam isn't sure if they're mad or excited anymore.
yeah, they're just like, you can tell like they're excited. It's pretty easy.
Please don't. Please don't. Ugh. Water snakes.
Oh, bless.
And Pamferdam, you watch as your friends hop over this thing. There's been like a conversation with a very poignant rock. And the rest of the party hops over, and you approach this burnt out looking building. That is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by and join us for tonight's session of Dungeons and Dragons Wild Beyond the Witchlight. The title still doesn't line up with what we got going on, but it will next week, because then I will prep for it, and it's gonna be awesome. But speaking of things that are awesome, things that I always look forward to, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and you can catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream with my friends. Mostly it is 7 Days to Die on Thursdays and Fridays, and it's fun as all heck. Come and blast the HypeGoblin with those channel points, because it also affects the other players in the party. Other than that, you can catch me tomorrow on Monday stream in our homebrew campaign as Caleb the Shatterkai Wizard, and we're still off on GGK. We'll be back on the 7th, I think. But other than that, on Sunday mornings, catch myself and the lovely HypeGoblin over on their channel, where we play a D&D 5e homebrew campaign. But today, Sarah was in the DM scene, and it was really fun. DanaeKeener.com.
Gosh, I guess that it's me now after those nice things are said. Hey everybody, I am Sarah, the HypeGoblin, on all social media. Most recently, you can find the first real YouTube video over on the YouTubes, where I talk about cosplaying and your TTRPG character, and I answer viewer questions. So go check that out. It's a thing. It exists. I'm still nervous about it, but you can find me on my own Twitch channel Sunday mornings, usually playing Nexus Adventures. If you would like to check me out as a DM, you can do so over on the YouTubes. That VOD is currently up now. I laughed until I cried, and at one point coffee came out my nose. It was a great day.
I'm so
DanaeKeener.com.
sorry.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
That is amazing. Hello, everyone. I am Mediaflare. I am a voice actor and TTRPG live streamer. You can find me anywhere on the internet as Mediaflare. You can also watch me play some TTRPGs, not only on this channel, but also on my own twitch.tv/Mediaflare. Right now, I have a game going on Mondays where it is a party of people from our world pulled into D&D trying to find their way back home. Other than that, you can find me as journalist Russell Gainsley on Zark Media, the Star Citizen News Network. And other than that, I am working on filling out the schedule, so look forward to more content soon. DanaeKeener.com.
Speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet there with my schedule. You can see all the things and the streams and the shows and the games that I'm in. Magical Mr. Mistopheles, DanaeKeener.com.
And hello! If you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday. It's finally happening again this upcoming Thursday. We are returning to our Monster Noir game. Danae's in it, Satan's in it, Koss, aka Laughmaker D&D, aka Jen, is also in it. I'm a player, and our dear friend, our absolute wondrous friend, Greybeard at Greybeard's Tavern, is going to be the Dungeon Master. We also have games like this, just this game really, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sundays. So if you're already watching us live, you already knew that. If you're watching the VOD, hey, guess what? That's a new tidbit of information we hope to see you live. But for now, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. Where can you go to ask those questions? Our Discord, of course. You can find that in the Twitch chat to the side, or in the link or description of this video down below, where we will do our best to respond to those questions in kind. But with that, I would like to say thank you so much to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!